Is this real life? Is this a real video? Is this really happening? The NBA season is officially back today, and that means Doing the Most is officially back. And this is gonna be one of the best NBA seasons in a long time. So this is gonna be one of the best podcast seasons ever, because I've been so inconsistent. I'm gonna be consistent this year. That's something I've been working on. If you guys follow me on my main channel, which is probably why you're here, my Mosballin YouTube channel, you know that I've been really consistent this year, and that's something that I'm striving for. So let's not waste no time. I'm literally not going to try to edit any part of this video. I'm literally coming in here with zero notes. I'm just excited for the NBA season. We got 2 games tonight, more games throughout the week, and we're just ready to see things happen. I'm going to be real honest before we start. I don't think I know every team in the league, what's going on with them. Like, too many things happen, but I'm going to try my best with everything that I remember, everything I kept up with. And you guys are here to let me know otherwise. This is the main reason I started this channel, was for me to have interactive conversations with you guys about actual basketball. I know the map behind me don't make too much sense, but let's get into the video. So we're going to be doing a tier list. I've never done one of these in my life. I kind of just split it up. I put it contenders. Those are the guys that I think have an actual shot at the NBA Finals, that make it, all that. I put Cinderella second. By Cinderella, I mean you just need some luck here or there, and you can be a contender. Because to me, the main prize for all of us, right? The main prize for an NBA season for teams is you win a championship or bust. Like, it's literally, that should be the mindset. If you don't make it to the finals, if you don't win a chip, if you don't hold that at the end of the year, you literally just had an unsuccessful season, technically. Obviously, there's teams that don't have shots at it. Obviously, we'll talk about those teams, but like, that's the main goal, right? That's the main goal. If we have a goal in life, right? You want to go get your degree, you want to get a promotion at work, whatever it is, your main goal, if you set yourself high, like put high expectations, if you fall short, at least you tried, yes. But you gotta always aim for that top prize. That's gotta be number one. That's gotta be the priority. So Cinderella teams are teams that have chances if everything falls right, man. If they get the luck of the draw, more or less. So then we have the top 4 seeds. The playoffs are different now, right? So I put the top 4 seeds. That means you'll have a home court advantage in my eyes. Maybe you're not a Cinderella team, not a contender. Maybe you're just a regular season team. There's some regular seasons. I don't know if that seed will use that much. We'll see, because that might fall right into Cinderella's story. And then playoffs, I have like you'll be a 5-6 seed type vibe. Like, you're going to make the playoffs, maybe 7th, but you're going to make it more or less. And then I have a play-in team. Like, you'll just barely make the play-ins, or you'll be competing for one of those play-in spots from 8 to 12 type vibes. And then the last seed I have is the Victor sweepstake. You know, you are literally going for the lottery. You really have no shot at anything else. You're just betting on the future, which is fine. There's a lot of teams there. I have it set up where all the East teams will go first, and then we'll go on to the West. So we'll start with the East Coast. So we'll start with the Philadelphia 76ers. So this is the 76th season of the NBA, which is dope, man. Shout out to the NBA 75th season. It was great. It was amazing. Loved every second of everything they tried to do. Loved seeing all the legends all meet up and all that. That was so cool. That was so great. One thing I will note before we begin, if I say something about your team, I'm probably kidding, or don't take me serious. I hope I'm wrong about all of this. I really hope I'm wrong. I always say that. I'm just here to give you guys what I think, what I say, and I'm not nobody. I'm not important. Like, what I say doesn't mean it's going to happen. You know what I mean? This is not stuff that's textbook. We all have opinions, and that's what I need you guys to leave your opinions and be, like, interact with each other. Definitely make it like that. I always wanted that to be like kind of show setting online. Like, whenever I watch like Undisputed or all that stuff, I don't watch that stuff no more, but whenever I used to watch First Take, blah blah blah, I always wish I could comment and have conversations with people that watch that stuff too. So that's why I do this, or that's why I wanted to do this, I should say. But Philadelphia 76ers, I think they are somewhat contenders. They right there. That's why I think I created the Cinderella story. I think they need a little bit of luck here and there. They had their team, honestly, looks great, right on paper, in 2K, all that stuff. Joel Embiid, obviously, like, he hasn't seen the Eastern Conference Finals yet. Lucky bounce, I will say, from Toronto. The quiet shot, you can say, he's been to a couple Game 7s to miss it, right? Whether it's Celtics, they lost to the Hawks, bad coaching on Doc Rivers' fault. But Maxi's getting better. James Harden has also shown not to play well in the playoffs, but overall, they have good enough pieces. Matisse is a great defender. Tobias as a 4th option, 3rd option, whatever he's going to be this year. Like, they have the necessary pieces to become contenders and all that. But I think they're gonna need a little bit of luck. I'm gonna say that only because like there's so many teams in the East. So we'll talk about that. So for right now, I do believe they're contenders. I do believe they're like right there. They're right there. They can compete, and that's why I'm gonna put them in the Cinderella. That's why I made an extra tier. They're gonna be right there if everything falls right. The Washington Wizards, I don't have to talk too much about. Well, we're obviously putting them in the victor like section. Bradley Beal got his moolah, baby. My son got paid. There, Kuzma, like, bro, I don't even want to go down that list. Porzingis has not shown out to be anything that he was supposed to be. That's why he's on his third team now. And honestly, I like them going for the lottery. They don't have to try to play for the play-in. Just chill out, relax, have a nice little run at whatever. They're not going to be terrible. There's some guys there that are going to be fun to watch, whether it's Denny, whether it's Rui. They have fun guys to watch. Maybe they're not going to be all the way at the bottom. I don't see them 14, 15. I don't even see them 13, to be honest. But, like, they're going to be 11, 12. I don't think they'll make the play-in or anything like that. Now, we go to Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta top 4 in the East is a lock. It could have been previously. I think it could have been for sure previously Atlanta being a lock in the past. But like with this lineup, DeJounte being a big pickup, John Collins, Trey getting more years under his belt, all that. They do have a lot of potential. I think they pulled the trigger a little bit too fast and missed maybe going at a Kevin Durant or something like that. I don't think I'm going to put them in the top 4. So let me put them in the playoffs. I think they make the playoffs for sure. I think they're going to be like a 5th, 6th seed. Let's just continue and then we'll come back to it, okay? We'll come back to it if we need to. The Cavaliers, one of the most fun teams to watch this year by far, I think. I think they made one of the biggest acquisitions in getting Donovan Mitchell. They're already really, really good with their big men like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, 2 young bigs that are really hard to score on. Darius Garland has become like something special. He's like growing into his own, learning this thing. And now you add Donovan. They love playing with each other. It's a young group that enjoys it. And that's kind of one of those things that I really miss about like that old Nets team. They look like they enjoyed playing together. And now you add Donovan, who has something to prove. This team has a lot of potential. This is going to be really hard to make this list, man. Because I feel like once you're going like this, like you don't really know where to go. I'm going to say playoffs for now. We'll come back. We'll come back and see if I'm going to scoot them up or bring them down. The Detroit Pistons, I really... let me talk first before I move stuff, okay? Let's talk first. I think Detroit has a lot of potential. They have a lot of potential, like, for the future. Not this year. Not this year at all. I can't wait to see this kid Cunningham, like, become his own. They got really good picks, man. Like, that they're young guys and Jaden Ivey. Bro, they got a future. They got a future, just not yet. They're nowhere near there. So they're going to be one of the fun teams. Oh, I should have made that a tier. Let's make that a tier, actually. Yeah, we're going to do a fun but nah team, okay? So they're basically the same thing as the bottom. They, like, not going to make it, nothing like that. But, like, this will be, like, the tier where, like, nothing is working for you. Like, good luck. But this will be, like, a fun to watch. Good luck in the future. Indiana, man. Indiana's a really interesting team when you think about it. Because I don't know what they're doing with Miles Turner, Buddy Hield. There were so many tries and attempts to move him, or at least the rumors and all that. And then they got Tyrese, who they basically got for Sabonis. And they got, bro, this kid Benedict looked like a monster. He looks so good. But I don't know if they're really going to go all in this year, to be honest. Because I feel like they're going to make a move. And that's one thing we can't control or can't really predict, to be honest. But I feel like out of nowhere, you're going to see Miles Turner move or Buddy Hield if they find a package. Like, a lot of guys do end up switching teams during the season. So it's going to be really weird in that regard. I feel like if they stayed put just like this, they have a shot at the play-in and possibly making the playoffs out of there. But they're going to be fun just because of Benedict and what he brings to them. If the team stays as is right now, I would put them in the play-in right now. But because I don't think it's going to be like that, I'm going to put him in the fun just because of Benedict and what he can do. And him and Tyrese, unselfish player, they can be a really fun team to watch. So we'll see what that team becomes. Now, Milwaukee's obviously a contender, right? They're getting older, but it won't matter too much. Giannis on your team in his prime, He's contending for championships for years to come. He just is that guy. A lot of people have been talking about how Milwaukee, one of the oldest teams in the league, or they're becoming it. A lot of guys over 30, Middleton over 30, Drew, Brook, all these guys. But if they're healthy, like if Middleton's healthy, they have a clear shot at, or not clear, but they could have been in the finals, right? They are one of those teams. They just need to be healthy down the stretch, and it's hard because they're getting older, but I'm definitely putting them as contenders. Toronto is an interesting team as well. I'm gonna, right now off the bat, I think Toronto is really like one of those teams you can't sleep on as like every night. You're going into an NBA arena every night and you're scared because anything could happen type vibes. So based on the teams I have remaining, because that's what I kind of have to see, right? Because in the top 4, I can only have like 4 East teams. In the playoffs, I already put in the 5th, 6th as of now. I can see him as a playoff 5th, 6th seed, but I could also see him as a play-in team, right? Or I could slide one of these teams down if I think they're going to be better, like Toronto's going to be better. Toronto obviously has the experience against some of these other teams. Scotty Barnes is becoming an absolute stud monster. I just don't trust that team's offense like that. I think they're good defensively. Just their offense is weird to me. So I will skip them for right now. We'll go to Chicago. Chicago's going through a lot. They're going through a lot of trouble, like injury-wise with Lonzo. I think, or Caruso's coming back, Vucevic, like all these guys are coming back. So I'm going to put them as a playing team. They have the potential with DeRozan, Levine. We just don't know if we're going to actually see it. They're missing like Alonzo and maybe another piece or so. No, I don't even think they're missing another piece. I think what Lonzo brings to that team would push them into a playoff team for me, like a 4 to 6 seed for sure. They started off strong, just injuries derailed them, and we don't know if Lonzo's coming back. And I don't see Levine, DeRozan beating some of these other teams overall. Then again, do I really see Chicago worse than these teams? Yeah, for sure. They're worse than Atlanta in my opinion right now. In my opinion, just because Atlanta has the experience of working. I could see Cleveland having a deeper lineup overall, like just being able to withstand the whole season because they're younger and all this. We'll see how we go. Miami's going to be a top 4 seed. Are they going to be a contender? In my eyes, I don't see it. I don't see it because they really didn't make a move and they lost PJ Tucker. So losing PJ Tucker is huge. Jimmy maybe grew some hair or whatever, extended them things. But other than that, I don't see like they got better. If anything, you just added a year on Kyle Lowry, you added a year on Jimmy's legs. You're not getting better. So I see him maybe Cinderella, you could say. If like everything goes right, you'll see him in the finals. But that's going to be a lot of things to go right. Now, Boston, I have the Eastern Conference finalists last season. I'm going to put them as Cinderella. They have too much to overcome not having their own coach there again. I know their assistant or interim coach that's coming up now is the same guy that's been there for a while. I also know that like their system is set. They have everything going their way. Honestly, we could push them out of Cinderella and make them contenders. Why not? They're the Eastern Conference champs. I think we'll do that because Brooklyn's going to take that Cinderella story, right? They obviously have the team to do it with Kyrie and KD and Ben Simmons. It's just going to be a matter of fact, can they put it all together? Can they figure it out? I think the coaching staff has to be changed. In my opinion, that's one thing I would switch up right now. If I was in front office, like there's no reason Steve Nash hasn't made any adjustments and made anything happen. But that's just me. The Charlotte Hornets are one of those teams that are on the downward spiral for sure. Especially after what happened with Miles Bridges. Now they have another guy. Like, I don't know what's going on in Charlotte. That's all I got to say, man. I have no idea what's going on. And besides LaMelo, it's just one of those teams where I don't know what's literally going on. You don't know where the future is. I don't want to say they're going to be one of these, like, going for Victor, worst teams in the East type vibe. But I'm going to put them there for now because I genuinely do not know what's going on there. So with that said, We'll skip Toronto still. Let's go Orlando. Orlando's going to be a fun team to watch. A lot of young guys there. They're going to be enjoyable. They're definitely not going to be contending for nothing. They'll be like at 12th seed in my opinion, something like that. Like they'll just be trying to compete for those bottom spots. But there's too much competition obviously in the East for them. Now here I'll go Toronto. And I will say I will put them playoff just because I don't want to disrespect. So right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 teams that I'm saying are making the playoffs. I'll slide some down. I'll slide a couple down into the play-in. The play-in means you're going to be there, but you're not gonna actually make the playoffs. I kind of added like these could be all playing teams, just so y'all know. I'm literally saying these could all be playing teams, but I'm putting them here because I believe they'll make it out somehow. They'll make it into the 7th, 8th seed with whatever. And then I saved the best Eastern Conference team by far for last, which is the New York Knicks. And I'm putting them as a playing team. I think the Knicks are a playing team. They can be fighting for that spot. They honestly had a really bad last season. I know they picked up Jalen Brunson, but Jalen's not your savior. I'm sorry to say that, Knicks fans. I really am sorry to say that to you guys. I hope RJ develops really well. I hope Obi gets some more playing time. I hope like Grimes and all these guys get to play. I hope Tom Thibodeau figures stuff out because y'all got some weird like thing going on over there. I don't know what it is. You guys had a great season. You guys look promising with Julius Randle playing like at best level of basketball, and then you dropped off tremendously. Like last year was abysmal. Like I don't even know how to say that word from how bad you guys were. Like literally, it was so bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I said there's 8 here. I will drop one of these teams down. Honestly, I don't want to. It's fine. Like I said, I think these teams all make the playoffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think these are the 8 teams that make the East. With these guys being the top 4 seeds, Miami actually would probably have a better record than the Nets. I think the Nets. It depends. It really depends. It's a long season. We'll see how it goes. Miami's kind of built for a regular season run in general, like having a good record. Brooklyn is one of those teams that maybe doesn't get it together. Maybe the 76ers don't get it together throughout the regular season and wait till the end. We'll see how Milwaukee is with putting all that load on Giannis overall, because pushing his body this much with all these older guys like being hurt or whatever, it's going to be tough on him at the end. We've seen him being able to do it year after year so far, but we'll see if it catches up to him. He was playing out there in Europe and all that, so we'll see how it goes. We'll go over to the West now. I think this is my East. I hope I'm wrong on some of these things. Like, I don't want to see LaMelo waste a year, but he'll still be fun to watch, but nobody else on that team. That's why I put him here. I feel like Detroit and Orlando have more things to look at, and you're like, yo, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting. Shout out to Wagner, who had a great Euro year this year. Benedict is going to be mad fun. And there's like 3 guys to look forward to in Detroit with those 2 new rookies and Cunningham, obviously. So we'll go over to the West. You got Minnesota, which is a really interesting team. Minnesota is very, very interesting with their 2 big man lineup. We haven't seen anything like that. Cat's going to be playing the 4 stretch. And like Rudy Gobert, I don't know if he developing a shot like that dude Andre Drummond over there, but he's going to be an interesting lineup. Anthony Edwards obviously been showing that he could ball. He showed us all that. So I could see this team definitely making the playoffs. I'll put them here for right now as we keep going. I think the Spurs are here, which is crazy to say. I never thought I would say this in my life, but the Spurs really, I don't even think they're going to be fun for a lot of people to watch. Spurs fans, you guys can be excited to watch these young guys for sure. But as like, I'm saying exciting as in a regular person would turn on the game just to see like highlight basketball, I would say. And the Spurs have never been that, obviously, but they've always been competing and they've been great for so many years. So it's sad to put them there, but they'll bounce back. If any team is going to do it, it's going to be the Spurs organization, without a doubt. Utah's going right there too. They blew it up. They got rid of their 2 main guys. And actually, you can go down the list. They got rid of Bogdanovich too. The whole team just gone. So that's why I'm going to put them there. The Clippers. I think the Clippers I'm going to put as a Cinderella team because they have everything possible to make it. Bro, that team, if you guys have not seen that team on paper, it is actually crazy. I think a lot of people forget. They have John Wall now. Kawhi is there. Like, I know John Wall is nothing, but if he becomes anything, it's crazy. Kawhi's coming back healthy and quietly. No one talking about him. They stay not talking about him because he doesn't talk, obviously. PG, like, that team is so deep. I think they're the deepest team in the league by far. They're scary. You don't want to face them in the playoffs. You do not want to. I know they haven't accomplished anything yet, but if everything works out perfectly with John Wall and all that, and Kawhi just staying healthy, all that, I think they can easily be in the finals. They could easily be right there. So I'm putting them Cinderella. I'm not going to put them as a contender. And honestly, I'm going to put the other LA team here. I know people are going to say they play in playoffs, and I agree with you 100%. I agree. You could literally put them in the play-in. But when there's LeBron on your team, and that's the same thing I just said about Giannis, same thing I say about Kawhi, same thing I say about superstars, right? I know LeBron's year 20. He's probably only going for records now, whatever you want to say. But when LeBron's on your team, and if AD just becomes any what of a man and just plays more games, I think this team can figure stuff out. I'm not going to say they're going to contend and win a chip. I'm not going to say that. But they can have a Cinderella story where last year they don't make the playoffs, and this year they're in the Western Conference Finals. Definitely could happen. Anything is possible. They could still make moves. Russell Westbrook looks like he's backing down a little bit. That team is so dysfunctional, like from top to bottom when you look at the list. Like they have so many weird players and dynamics on the team, like no shooters, no identity, honestly. The identity is your two top guys, which is LeBron and AD, and it's supposed to be AD number one, but as of now it's LeBron, and that's the problem. Once it becomes AD number one and he could play like 60 plus games, that's when that team's going to be a problem. We'll see. Now, Phoenix is a really, really interesting team. I'm going to actually save them for one of the last because I really want to talk about it. I think Portland, as great as it is to have Dame back, I personally don't see anything in that team. Honestly, I won't disrespect them either. Let me go through the rest of the list to see how many West teams we have going up before them before I say they're going to be missing the play, because I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to put the Denver Nuggets as a contender. I think the Denver Nuggets healthy, coming back. Obviously, you could consider them a Cinderella. You could put them right there with Philly, honestly. You could do that. But I'm going to have two contenders from the West, I think. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Two contenders East, two contenders West. That means they're the pretty much favorites for the Western Conference Finals, in my opinion, if everything goes right, and the Eastern Conference respectively. So we'll put Denver there if everything goes right. We haven't seen Jamal Murray play ball in so long, so that's going to be really the X factor. Is he still anything type vibe? I think they have a lot of great pieces there with Michael Porter Jr. also coming back, and Jokic is Jokic at the end of the day. MVP, all that. He's done that. He just needs his guys back. He needs his troops back, and they can definitely make a deep push without a doubt. Sacramento, some people could say this is going to be a fun team to watch. Some people could say they're here. Wherever you put them, that's up to you, honestly. I'm gonna just throw them down here for now. I don't think they're ready for no playing stuff yet. That's just whatever. I will put Houston here. Fun team for sure. Young and exciting. Good rookies also coming through with Jalen Green still there, obviously. I will throw the Thunder at one of these teams as well. I don't think they even mad at being one of this Victor sweepstake teams, but I think they'll still be fun. Even with Chet being out, I think even with, I think they said SGA might miss some time, but regardless, the Thunder are so young, giddy, and just exciting, and just, I can't wait to see that team develop over time. Because it kind of reminds me of, they're nowhere close, without a doubt, nowhere close to how good that OKC team was with Westbrook, KD, and Harden, but they were so young. And this team is creating young players in a different sense. And they still got mad rookie picks for years and years to come. So it's going to get crazy. It's going to get wild. If you're a Thunder fan, just hope they make the right decisions with who they sign and they don't let like a Harden go away or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that team. And now we're talking about the big dogs, right? We're talking about the big dogs. The Mavs lost Jalen Brunson. Yup. They picked up Christian Wood. Tim Hardaway Jr. should be coming back. The Spencer Dinwiddie, great pickup. He played really good in the playoffs. They're going to be a playoff team without a doubt. I don't think they're Cinderella worthy. Look, time out. They are Cinderella worthy because with Luka, you got magic, right? And if I put the Lakers in Cinderella, then I'm supposed to put this team as Cinderella. And by Cinderella, once again, I say they can be somewhere special. Like the way I kind of see Cinderella, like in my eyes, I hope you guys have seen it the same way as me, is like you could literally be one of the worst teams in the league, or if everything goes right, you're going to be a top contender. Like that's how I put the Lakers here. The Clippers also kind of the same way. Like you could be a 5th, 6th, 4th, or you could be in the Western Conference Finals fighting for the chip type vibe. Same with the Nets. The Sixers is a toss-up. I told you guys, I explained that. And the Mavs kind of the same. Like, Luka's going to have to play a lot of games, a lot of minutes, a lot of all that. They need Spencer and Christian to, like, do their thing, kind of, like, fit in. Tim Hardaway's streaky, one of those guys. But they could be a top 4 seed. And that's kind of where their Cinderella story would kind of go. I don't see them beating Denver. I don't see them beating the Clippers personally. That's if the Clippers clear expectations, right, of being healthy and all that. And obviously, I didn't even put in the Warriors yet or the Memphis Grizzlies. So top 4 is kind of hard, and that's why I kind of put them here. So I'll throw Dallas into the playoffs. I'll throw Dallas into the playoffs mix, and I won't put them highly. Because you got Memphis, which Memphis would be a Cinderella team, right? I just want to note, once again, that the Lakers, I'm not even saying are going to be a top 4 seed. I'm not saying they're going to make any type of West. They're kind of their own type of Cinderella, all right? Well, obviously put the Warriors in contender. I don't have to speak on this. The only thing that would derail them is if something crazy happens with Draymond again. But as of now, it looks like everything is going to be fine. They're playing tonight, first game, Warriors, Lakers. This could be a telling game. It really could. The Lakers literally had Anthony Davis. Well, Anthony Davis said. I'm not going to say the Lakers made him say. But AD literally went out there and was like, oh, yeah, we can't wait to ruin their ceremony night. I'm like, bro, relax, bro. Who are you? Calm down. What are you saying? Like, let's see what you got first. Every year he's saying some crazy stuff, and then he doesn't even play. So the Warriors really are building something still, which is crazy to think. No one's seen them last year. At least I didn't. I don't remember if I dropped an episode first day of the season or before the season last year. I don't remember. But I definitely, if I did, I didn't say the Warriors were contending for a championship. I didn't see it happening. I said they'd be up there again, back to their roles. At least that's what I had in my head. I definitely didn't see this. Steph is balling, and I didn't think Poole would be who he is. You know what I mean? Clay's not who he was after injuries, obviously. But the team is still there. They're structured. Wiseman's come back. Like, Wiggins played his role well. And just what Poole became is something different. And Steve Kerr has done a great job with adjustments lately. We said he was a bad coach, right? Or at least a lot of people were, including myself, kind of. I said anyone could win with KD Warriors, which is still, in my opinion, true. That anyone could have won with that Warriors team with KD. But that's a whole different conversation. Like, I think any top-tier coach, I'm not saying any human being. I'm not saying you can take Jimbo off the street and tell him, yo, go coach that Warriors team. They're going to win. But I'm saying if you are somebody in the league, been coaching. But then again, there's some dudes that are coaching in the league that are pretty questionable. That's a whole different conversation. Now, we'll go ahead and say New Orleans Pelicans. I think they'll be a playoff team. There can be still lower ends because there's so many good teams in the West. Because right here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You got Denver, Golden State, Clippers, Memphis. I would say Minnesota. I don't know, actually. Minnesota or New Orleans? Who's going to have a better record? That's going to be an interesting one. I would say the Mavs would have a better record than them. Probably. Could be a toss-up. We still didn't throw in the Suns, who I kind of saved. But the Suns coming off a 64-win season, right? One of the most wins like in history. Crazy season. But their team dynamic is gone, man. I don't see it. Like, they have so much issues locker room. We're hearing a lot of fusses and stuff. We don't know what's happening with Jay Crowder. We don't have no idea what's happening with Ayton. Like, we literally don't know what's happening with this team. I would assume they'd still be like, they still have the potential to be at least the top 4 seed. I'm not going to say they're going to drop off drastically, right? That would be crazy to think. So that's why I'll put them there. But I don't see them like contending, or at least, I don't know. They obviously can Cinderella-wise. You can put them Cinderella-wise for sure. Once again, I think the Suns better than the Lakers. I have to keep noting this because me putting the Lakers here is crazy. I know somebody's going to screenshot that, not even watch this, and just say something crazy. And then the Portland Trailblazers, this is where I decide where I'm going to put them. I'm probably going to end up throwing them in the play-in, right? I think that would make most sense because we have 5 West teams down here, 5 West teams here. I don't think I slide any of these up. No doubt, no way. So, yeah, Portland's a contending play-in, possible playoffs. I wish Dame the best, always one of the cool dudes in the league. And I guess I don't have to decide who I drop down because I should have 8 West teams. No, I probably have 9 because of the Lakers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I have 9 because of the Lakers. So one of these teams is not making the playoffs out of the teams that I put in here. And that's how crazy deep the league is this year, man. The East is deep. The West is deep. It's going to go anyway. Toss-ups left and right. I didn't really talk about Memphis at all. I just kind of threw them in the Cinderella Stories team. But nah, man, shout out to Ja and what those guys are doing. Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson coming back. That team has potential. Hopefully they all stay healthy. They're a very fun team to watch. They used to be here, but now they're here. They literally contention-wise, they were the second best team in the league last year, I'm pretty sure. And we put them as Cinderella only because I don't think they beat either of these teams as well unless things fall their way. But who knows? I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. They could contend. They could prove me so wrong, and I hope so. I hope all these teams prove me wrong. I just have to slide one of these West teams out, and I think I'm happy with my prediction. I am definitely happy with my prediction. Let's make our decision here. Who am I sliding out of the playoffs? And honestly, I can't make that decision. It could be the Lakers for all I know. It could be the Lakers, but I don't want to think that. I think they make the playoffs, right? I think the Clippers make it. I think Memphis. I think Suns. It's going to be one of these teams. I'm glad to see Zion playing with Ingram and CJ, and that team is going to be crazy. They got Steven Adams. It's going to be a fun team to watch in New Orleans. They got something buzzing. I think injury is going to be the difference maker, honestly. I hate injuries. I wish we could turn them off, but that's probably going to be the difference maker. That's going to be the if or breaks. Let me know what you guys would change about this. I'm not going to change anything. I'm keeping it as is. This is my Cinderella team for sure. I guess we could... No, I'm not sliding them down, man. Let's slide one of these teams. I mean, technically, by default, this says play-in. Who's going to be in a play-in tournament? And that could be any one of these. I literally won't lose sleep just sliding this team down into play-in contention. Not losing sleep. Whether they make it or not, who knows? I could literally slide all four of them down there, actually, because at the end of the day, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th all are in the play-in. So I'm not even worried about that. But that's my list. I talked about every team, I believe. Obviously, all their logos are here. Let me know what you guys think. I want to have a conversation with you guys. I will comment or reply to every single comment down there. So talk to me. I will do this twice a week, I believe. I will do this twice a week. Probably will wait till the weekend or after the weekend. Maybe pre-weekend so we can talk about some of the games, the marquee games for the weekend and stuff. And then we'll do it a little bit after the weekend so we could, like the same time this week. I'll figure out a schedule. I'll let you guys know. I don't like schedules because things change. Like if something crazy happens, blockbuster trade like this or that, I want to be able to make a video about it. I really wanted to make a video about the Warriors when, like, I had the actual punch and my thoughts and all that. So, honestly, we don't really know the ins and outs. There was an apology made. At the end of the day, the Warriors' decision, whether a suspension should have been made, I think they made the right decision. And they look like they cleared the waters, all right? It looks fine. It's way better than some of the other teams' turmoils. That team has championship DNA, pedigree. They've been doing this for years and years. I would be surprised if Draymond ends up getting moved anytime during the year. It could happen at the end of the day, but I would be surprised. If they do switch him out, they will drop. I will say that. I don't think they're a contender without Draymond. Even whatever you guys say, oh, he doesn't do this, he's not this, he's not. No, bro, he's a leader. At the end of the day, hate him or love him. I'm not a huge Draymond Green fan, but at the end of the day, dude is a basketball player that plays really well. He's very smart, and he gets the job done. I just realized there was a chance I was off the screen this whole time, and that kind of got me upset. I really hope that wasn't the case. With all that said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Mos. I hope you guys are excited for this. Turn on the noties. I won't spam you guys with all that stuff. It won't be spam or anything like that. We'll just make a video twice a week, maybe 3 if something crazy happens, like I said. And I love you guys. I love talking basketball. I will start putting these up on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, so you guys can be able to listen to them while you guys are out there. I think I should be able to get every episode up, but I'm not making any promises, so keep in tune for all that. I'll see you guys later. It's been your boy Mos. Thank you for doing the most.